This is another one of my new pickups, and this time it's of the Blu-ray Tomb Raider. This is the reboot from the previous two Tomb Raider films, which starred Angelina Jolie. Now, this film came out in. I'm trying to remember the year it came out in. It came out in 2018. Now, I remember I did see this in the cinema, and I enjoyed it. Obviously, with this film, it's more of a origin story of how Lara Croft becomes Lara Croft. Obviously, her, and the basic story about her father being a treasure hunter, and then she believes that her father maybe is still alive. Then, so she goes out on a quest to try to find him. Now, some of the story, for me, it seemed like they based it from the rebooted Tomb Raider game that came out on the PS3 and the 360, and also they remastered it for the PS4 and Xbox One. They seem to have based, if I remember, some of the story on that game, which I actually really enjoyed playing that Tomb Raider game on the PS3. And then when I heard that they were doing a remaster for the PS4, I bought the game again and I played it, and then they actually really improved the game. And it's not very often where you see some where you have a big franchise that's going on for years, and then they reboot the franchise from scratch, and then it actually works. And for me, with the Tomb Raider games, it actually was better than the Tomb Raider games that came before it. As we know, Tomb Raider originally started on the PlayStation 1, and then there's been many Tomb Raider games across the different formats. Obviously, I mean, I've playing them in the past where I found them difficult with the controls. But what I like about the reboot game that came out is I liked how they modernized the character and then the story, but without actually destroying the Lara Croft legacy. They then would release was it Rise of the Tomb Raider, which I do have and I haven't played yet. And then the last game in the series was Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which I don't own yet because I'm trying to wait for a drop in the definitive edition, because obviously you get some extra goodies with that. And yeah, I've played the demo of Rise of the Tomb Raider, and I've played the demo of Shadow, and from what I've seen of it, it kind of carries on many of the elements from the first game. So it's nice to see that some of the story from the reboot Tomb Raider game, they've taken that and put that in the film. We all know that it's been very difficult when people make video games and then they adapt them to movies, and I think some of the reason why it's difficult is because if you're playing, say, a game like Tomb Raider or say Uncharted, it's you're basically, aside from the cutscenes, you're in control of the narrative of the story, even though it's in a set way. But then when you're watching it, it's not the same process, so it's kind of really difficult in trying to adapt, a video game to a movie. And then, so that's why for me, I was people have probably seen my review of Uncharted. Although I didn't hate the movie, I was a little bit disappointed of it, especially with playing all the Uncharted games. To me, it just felt like something was missing. Like the characters didn't act like their video game counterparts. And I know that that's a very difficult thing to do with video game to movie adaptations. We've seen it with Assassin's Creed as well, where visually they kind of got it right, but for me they didn't spend enough time in wherever the time was set as the character was a assassin. They spent most of it outside of it, which in the video game in the video games or the different Assassin's Creed games, we have more fun in the actual time frame where the particular game is set, and then just explore it. So, for example, whether it's Assassin's Creed 2, where it's set in Italy, and then in Assassin's Creed Syndicate, obviously it's set in old London town. And then we've had Black Flag, which obviously was set with the pirates. And then with the new ones now, you've got Origins, where it's set in ancient Egypt. Odyssey, obviously it seems like it's Greece. And then with Valhalla, it's set in the Vikings. So people find more entertainment exciting as seeing the characters in that time frame rather than outside of the animus. And I think that's the problem with the Assassin's Creed movie had, which unfortunately made the film disappointing. Now, they were going to make a Tomb Raider sequel from Warner Brothers, and they were all set to actually make the actual movie. But then I think what I heard was that the actual film rights have lapsed, so it's reverted to whoever it is that so it's basically reverted to another holder of the actual license. So from what I last heard, they're basically going to reboot the film again, so it's going to be completely different with a completely different lead, which is a shame really, because it would have been nice for them to it would have been nice for them to have carried on the series and then to flesh out the character, and with the actress that's playing it, because obviously she would be a more comfortable in the role of Lara Croft, because I haven't played it in the first thing. But now we're not going to get to see that now, so it's probably going to be many more years that before we see another Tomb Raider, and whether or not that will be better or worse than this film, I guess we'll find out in time. Now, this again, I managed to get secondhand. I got this for £2, and it's in excellent condition. It doesn't seem to be any damage on the actual case itself. I did check out the disc to see if there's any scratches or cracks. There was a little bit of fingerprints in there, but nothing that that you can't fix or clean. Now, this is the Region 2 version of the movie, so I don't know whether in America with Dead Region 1 whether or not that comes with a digital copy. Knowing mine, like, it probably does over there, and that's kind of a real shame. Although I don't really use digital copies a lot anyway, but it just would have been nice. But again, for £2, I mean, I had to wait for a couple of years for it to drop. I mean, it was well worth it. As you can see, it's rated a 12. Tons of stuff in it, and then as usual, they put it in small writing, so I can't really kind of read that. It does have special features in there. The film is over 118 minutes, so it's 2 minutes shy of 2 hours. But yeah, when I remember seeing this, I enjoyed watching it in the cinema. Although it's been 2 years now. But I did remember enjoying it. The bad guy the villain was decent, but obviously not gonna remember the actual villain. But overall, it was a good movie. If I had to rate it, probably would give it like a 7 out of 10. Again, as I said before, it's a shame that we're not going to get a follow-up sequel to this, because it would have been interesting to, as I said before, to see the same actress obviously being comfortable in the role, and then being able to explore more of the character now, because as I said before, it's a origin story, which is similar to obviously to the reboot of the game. So as I said, you've got the stuff for Tomb Raider there. Was it Shadow of a Tomb Raider, which came out in 2018. You get the standard Warner Brothers disc, which is blue. No fancy artwork in there, so that's all you kind of get. And there we have it. So this is Tomb Raider. I hope people found this video informative. Feel free to like and to share this video. If you can, please like the video, because as I said many times, for being a small YouTuber, the algorithms on YouTube don't pick up us small YouTubers, only the big ones. So sharing and then liking the video or giving it a thumbs up actually really does help. Please feel free to share with your friends or family. If you already haven't, please subscribe to my channel if you already haven't. And I'll speak to you all again soon. Take care, bye for now, and stay safe.